Hare Krishna. Don't mistake a ceasefire to be a treaty. Suppose two armies are fighting, and then after a long fight they decide to stop fighting, and one side thinks that now we have arrived at a settlement and now the hostilities have ceased. They think that the stopping of the fighting indicates a treaty, but the other side has no intention of actually ending the fight. It simply wants to regroup so that it becomes stronger, and then it wants to wait for the other army to become weak, to lower the guard, and at that time it will attack. So for the other party, this is not a treaty, it is simply a ceasefire. Ceasefire means just stop fighting right now. It is not give up the fighting, it will definitely not end the fighting. So then if the first party continues to think that this is a treaty, then it will be in for a shock eventually when the other party will attack and other army will attack, and there will be destruction. So mistaking a ceasefire to be a treaty can be self-destructive, can be suicidal. Now when we practice spiritual life, we enter into a war with our lower desires, especially our selfish desires centered on lust. And in this war, there is we fight and we fight and we fight, and sometimes we may feel that now I have been able to resist this desire. Now the desire is not troubling me so much. Now I am well situated. We may think that now I have even defeated or controlled this desire, but actually there is no. We may decide that I can practice at this level, this standard, reasonably well enough. But lust is so strong, it is so insidious that we may think that there is a treaty, that I'll practice at this standard, but there is no treaty. Lust is no respecter of treaties. For it, it's simply a ceasefire. Krishna tells in the Bhagavad-gita in the 3rd chapter, 39th verse, that lust is our nitya vairi, eternal enemy. Avritam jnaname tena jnanino nitya vairina kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena nalena cha. So Krishna says that this lust covers our desires, covers our intelligence, and then it burns like fire. It is nitya vairi, it is an eternal enemy. That's why in the battle against lust, we can never lower our guard. We need constant vigilance. There is never any treaty. There is at best a ceasefire. And we should know that when there is a ceasefire, there is simply the preparation for a bigger and more dangerous attack in future. Now this awareness that lust can attack any time, that lust will not give up its inimicality, that does not mean necessarily that we have to become paranoid. We need to become purified, not paranoid. And the best way to fight with lust is not to simply engage in a battle against lust, but the best way to fight against lust is by absorbing ourselves in something higher than lust. And the highest object for absorption is Krishna. When we focus on serving Krishna, when we become absorbed in serving Krishna, then that absorption acts as an armor, acts as an impenetrable armor which protects us from the attacks of lust, no matter how it attacks. And so our primary focus should be on absorbing ourselves in Krishna. And if sometimes while focusing on Krishna, if we tend to become lax, if we tend to give up, becoming lethargic, if that time we can remind ourselves that if I become lethargic, if I let myself get distracted, then lust is right waiting nearby to attack me. And thus we can use that awareness of the hostility of lust to intensify our Krishna consciousness, to increase our shelter of Krishna, not to become fearful or paranoid. And in this way, vigilance against lust will engender diligence in devotion, and that diligence will evoke transcendence, will evoke transcendental satisfaction. So the more we become determined to fight lust, the more we will become satisfied in Krishna by striving for absorption in Him. Thank you. Hare Krishna.